Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you with a Wednesday morning video. So today I'm going to talk about Corsair Gaming, ticker Crsr. If you guys have watched my channel, this is my second or third biggest holdings behind Tesla. I've been a Corsair shareholder for over a year at this point. They just reported earnings yesterday after the bell. So I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on where my mind is with Corsair Gaming, what I was expecting, and really where I think the stock's going to go this coming year and then the years, to follow. So EPS Q4 2021, they came in as a beat. Doesn't really surprise me. The holidays were here. Stimulus is still flying around. People were definitely spending this holiday season, and they did lower their guidance prior to this earnings. So they had a big miss in Q3 earnings. So it doesn't really surprised me that they beat because they lowered their standard. Holiday was very strong. People were spending money. So kind of makes sense. Doesn't really surprise me. Revenue was a beat too, so it was a double beat. Very good as far as, the company outlook. I did like that. Obviously, you like when your company's beat. If the stock goes up or down, sometimes if you double beat, the stock goes down. Sometimes if you get double beat, the stock skyrockets up. So you always want to see your companies obviously double beat. That's a good feeling. Makes you feel like you're in the right stock for the long term. As a long-term investor, that's kind of what I want to see. So I don't really get caught up on the 1%, 2%, 3% swings or moves. It's really not the end of the world for me. But some things they did say in the conference call and kind of just really brief summary of the meeting. They brought up inventory struggles like supply chains. I mean, if we looked at all the big tech last week's earnings, they all said there's a lot of supply chains constraints, the cost of goods and everything like that, and semiconductors and chips, the prices are raising up, so they got to raise their prices. Just basically nothing surprising in the whole, conference call or really anything, which is good. Something they did say in it, they were very optimistic that the back half of this year, especially, that supply chains are going to get, resolved a little, and this is going to help, push product out and maybe help with just like continuing the growth that they're projected. So that's very good to hear that they're being optimistic. I mean, most companies are saying that. I mean, the Fed did say a couple of weeks ago that they see supply chain constraints go into 2023, but obviously certain industries are going to recover quicker than others. So it's just good that they see, they're optimistic on it basically. The crazy part is, even after these earnings, the stock's sitting at $20.42 at close, which had a 6% day. It did rally up like 4 or 5% after hours, and then it had a quick sell-off after hours. So someone probably just pumped and dumped or who knows what. But I mean, besides that, I mean, it's gonna open tomorrow around $19.50 to probably $20, somewhere in that ballpark, which is fine. I mean, as a long-term investor, like it's, if you think it's gonna go to $60, $80, $100 in the next 3 to 5 years, like, does it really matter if it's $20 or $19? So I'm more interested in, just them beating EPS and revenue. It's still under a $2 billion market cap, which is crazy. I remember buying this stock when it was close to a $4 billion market cap, and I thought that was a good deal. I still think this company long-term will get to like an $8 to a $10 billion market cap if they execute properly. And, if I think that they're going to get involved in like the metaverse and, streaming is only going to get bigger in time, vlogging, all that stuff. So, I mean, people are going to use Corsair Gaming. Obviously, the gaming industry is like Xbox, computer gaming. It's just such a good industry to be in because it's going to grow for the years to come. So that's assuming they don't get acquired by another company. I could see them being a potential buyout. Usually, in my opinion, companies sell out if they're struggling or have a hard time finding guidance, which they don't, and they have such a great management team. But if they did, I mean, there could be a potential buyout from, who knows, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, any of them could buy them out. But, they would probably, you'd make a bunch of money off the buyout probably. But I hope they don't do that, because I think it's better if they hold their own ground and they keep acquiring smaller companies and build their own brand. So thoughts on this? I mean, I'm really happy overall with the Q4 earnings of 2021. I'm still gonna hold shares, obviously. My cost base is right around like $26, so I'm still way double digit under, but that's fine. I mean, I was buying the stock at high 30s and I thought that was a good deal. So really buying it in the 20s is a steal. I'm really not too worried about it. I do think a big drag right now in the market is the CPI data that's coming out this week. I feel like a lot of people are kind of being a little hesitant on buying, especially small caps and stuff like that, because they want to see if the inflation goes higher, lower, if it comes in as expected. The Fed's expecting it to come in at 7.3%. Obviously, last month's CPI data came in at 7.0. That's what they expected. So I think the market's priced in for 7.3. If we go to like even like 7.2, just a small beat, this could be really good for the market. I think the market's going to rally off it. If by some miracle we go sub 7, I mean, that's lower than last month's CPI data. I think the market's just going to go like ridiculous straight to the, not to the moon, but it's going to rally hard. I can see the indices move like 1 to 3% easy with that news. So that's great for a company like this. So long story short, I'm pretty bullish on the long term, definitely with Corsair Gaming. Short term might be a little rocky, which is fine. We might have found a bottom. I think it hit a bottom of like, what did it hit? Late January, it hit a bottom of like 1850, 1840. And that might be the bottom because these numbers are really good. Just checking where I'm at here. Yeah, so these numbers are really good. I'd say it's very unlikely we go under 1850, in my opinion. Let me just see here though. So I just want to pull up my account and see what everything looked like today, just as a whole. So the Dow finished at 1.0% up. S&P finished at 0.8% up, and NASDAQ finished 1.27% up. And let's see what big movers I had in my account. So Firm finished 4% up today. That's great. That's turning into a pretty large position of mine. It's probably like my top 5 position. Love a Firm long term. Carnival Cruise had a 5% return today. Love that stock. What else had a good move? Corsair 2.70 finish. So that's okay. It's sitting right around high 19s. What else had a good return today? Matterport had a great return today. It's 5%, 5.3%. Love this company for the future. I think it's so beat down right now. It's $8.44. This is something I might average cost down in. What else has had a good day today? Nothing really. TTCF had a 2% move today. That's good. Their earnings aren't for a couple of weeks or maybe like a month out. So I think that's going to move more with, how we figure it out. One stock I do really like a lot right now is Square. They report, I think, in the next week or two, and they're at like basically a 52-week low. This stock, obviously, in the summer was sitting at like 265, 275, and it's at $100 right now. Dude, this stock, it's such a good deal. I think it's $58 billion market cap. So that's still like large, but I'm really focusing on, there's so many good deals out there. It's really hard to say what's the best deal because there's so many good deals out there right now in my eyes. So I'm just going to continue to average cost down on my current positions, try to scale back as much as possible, and anything I can save, go grocery shopping once a week, try not eating out, try not buying, apparel or non-essential things right now, because right now is where you should be trying to save as much as possible to plow into the market so your returns are great in the future. These are like the times you really want to scale back and try figuring out ways to save money. So I consider myself pretty disciplined. I could talk about my finances briefly if anyone was curious of it. I don't know if that interests people on my, what I do and how much what I spend on a weekly basis. I'm extremely frugal. So it kind of allows me to invest. So pretty heavy, especially in times like this. So I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. But if anyone was curious, I could make a video just kind of briefly running down, I don't want to just because people follow me and I'm obviously in I still work in a corporate field. So I don't want to break down my exact dollars, but I can give you general ideas on what I do and maybe percentage wise of how much I can save a week and stuff like that, because that just gives you a vague picture of what my income to debt ratio is and what liabilities and assets I have and stuff like that. So if that interests you, I could make that. But yeah, so Corsair Gaming, love this stock still long term. I haven't changed my projections at all where I think it's going to be long term. It's great. They beat EPS and revenue, and I'll make a video tomorrow, and then maybe, Friday or Thursday, I'll talk about CPI data and let you know my thoughts in a little more detail than this. But if I had to guess, I don't know why. I know Jerome Powell said it's higher than before, but before was 7.0. So what if it's 7.1? I think we're going to beat this. I don't know why. I think we're going to come in at 7.1 or 7.2. That's my opinion. but we'll see. So till tomorrow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Peace.